viewers to my views or news. I hope you all are keeping yourself well and happy. How are you, Mr. Sajid?
I'm fine, Mr. Ma. How are you? You are back after a break of a few days. I hope everything is all right.
Everything is good. I'm happy to be back. Mr. Sajid, today we'll be discussing the relations between the two governments, which is Ethiopia and Eritrea. Now, recently you have made a couple of videos on the same topic, so we'll analyze this topic more deeply. Like recently, there have been speculations that the relation of the two nations, two good friends, neighboring countries, Ethiopia and Eritrea, are getting stale. Or, in other words, they are not as strong as they used to be. Now, people are saying that this can be just a baseless rumor because both the governments have not said anything against each other. And there is a school of thought which think that no, there is something wrong. So my first question to you is that are all these speculations which are based on few observations, like the president of Ethiopia avoided questions about their relations with Eritrea in one of the press conferences, and then on the other hand, Mr. Isaias Afwerki is paying visits to all the countries, a lot of countries like Russia, China, and other countries, and he has not gone to Ethiopia or paid any kind of visit there. Are these such strong indicators that the relations are getting stale, or is there any reality in it, or are these only speculations?
Well, before analyzing the speculations, one latest update for you and for viewers is that yesterday, Isaias Afwerki held a meeting with the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, PM Abiy. The two are in Cairo, Egypt, to attend a conference there. We know that Egypt is holding a regional conference about the war in Sudan. Several regional leaders are there from Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan, other countries too. And on the sidelines of this conference, the two leaders met, their delegations met too. PM Abiy, accompanied by Ridwan Hussein and others, Isaias Afwerki, accompanied by Usman Saleh, UN Gabriel. They held a meeting. Both Abiy and Isaias were seen in a pleasant mood. And since then, I've been receiving lots of questions, some very strong comments too. People say, Sajid, you are fond of fueling conflicts between Ethiopia and Eritrea. You love criticizing Isaias Afwerki and Abiy. You see what is happening. They are in good mood, having fun, and on good terms. So what you were saying was just speculation. You were spreading lies. Now, your question, any truth in these rumors or not? I say one thing. How to judge the strength of two countries' relations? Do they have any common goals, common agenda, common strategic goals? If they have agreed on some common strategic goals, some cooperation in different fields, it means that the relations will become stronger gradually. If they don't have anything in common in terms of their future planning, and then they evade questions too, they don't tell the people what is between them, it means something is wrong. Problem is that Isaias Afwerki and PM Abiy of Ethiopia, they united, but this unity, this cooperation could not translate into any comprehensive cooperation for start of economic partnership, regional partnership, strategic partnership. They join hands on one point agenda, and that was that TPLF should be exterminated. TPLF has managed to survive. TPLF is now strengthening its ties with the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, with the federal government. So which other common goal do they have? We don't know. Any project announced by them? Any harmony regarding international relations, regarding regional developments? We don't know. Just 2 days ago, Abiy said that in Sudan, no fly zone should be established, that African forces should intervene, that artillery should be withdrawn. And today, Isaias Afwerki, speaking in Egypt, clearly rejected the proposal of PM Abiy. He said that no fly zone, no fly zone, no deployment of foreign forces. You see, their understanding of regional conflicts, their plans are different. And then they evade questions. PM Abiy evaded a question about the relation with Eritrea at a parliament session. There is some tension, some coldness. It's not that all rumors are just baseless rumors.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think, in your analysis, what is the gravity, what is the seriousness of this situation? How far can they go? I mean, can both the nations would there be just a Cold War, or are there any possibilities of having a battlefield war between the two? Can they both afford? What do you think? How far can this go?
Well, I have been saying it very clearly that there is no appetite for war, both in Eritrea and Ethiopia. The two countries are just out of a war, a deadly, devastating war which destroyed Ethiopian economy. Eritrea suffered too as well, but Ethiopia suffered a lot. Ethiopia was one of the key countries in the Horn of Africa, in East Africa. But you see that now Ethiopian economy is badly in need of a bailout package. So war has devastated Ethiopia, its society, its economy, its military, everything. So I don't think PM Abiy wants a new war to start. Same as the case with Isaias Afwerki. There is no likelihood of a new war between them. No armed hostilities are on the cards. That is what I can say. Though people say that Isaias Afwerki's forces are conducting drills, that PM Abiy is mobilizing its forces and he's sending forces to Volkayt. No matter what is happening on the border, I don't see a war between Eritrea and Ethiopia in coming days, weeks, or even months. But then question is, what is the gravity of this attention? I use the word coldness. I say there is coldness between Eritrea and Ethiopia. We cannot say that the diplomatic channels are intact, by the way. Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia working. Ethiopian embassy in Eritrea working. Diplomatic channels not cut off. Abiy Isaias held a meeting in Cairo just yesterday. And yesterday, Birhanu Jula, Ethiopian military chief, appreciated Eritrean military. When he criticized TPLF, Ola, and the Fano fighters, he was all praised for Eritrean military. He said that Eritrea saved Ethiopian National Defense Force when Tigray fighters stormed Northern Command in November 2020. So you see that Ethiopian military chief is all praised for Eritrean military. So it's not that the two countries are going to go to war. No. But problem is that there are some issues which are unresolved between these two countries. Since core issues are unresolved, that is why escalation could happen, which won't be like a full-scale war.
Well, that leads to another question of mine that, in one of your videos, you gave few reasons for this sourness or this, both the countries drifting apart from each other. One of the reasons was that Mr. Isaias Afwerki wanted to disintegrate TPLF completely. So, that is one thing which didn't happen the way he was expecting. They were not disarmed the way he was expecting. Reason number one. Reason number two is the growing influence of West in Ethiopia, and Ethiopians are suffering economical loss. So, in a way, they might be, having expectations from the West, and they are dependent on them. And the third reason was the Red Sea access. What do you think would be the tiebreaker and can escalate all the situation in the worst manner out of all these three reasons, and or if you have any other reason which I have not mentioned? Is there any other reason?
Yeah, there are multiple reasons. I mentioned those which are significant ones. Isaias Afwerki
Which one do
became
you think
part of
is the, I'm sorry to, to interrupt, but which one do you think would be the tiebreaker, the one which be not, where they will not compromise, both the parties?
let's analyze the reason one by one. First reason, Tigray fighters.
Yes.
They are not disarmed. If they remain armed, can it lead to start of a war between Ethiopia and Eritrea? No. Relations will be cold. The two countries will not start a new strategic partnership. But I don't think Eritrea would like to go to war with Ethiopia because Tigray fighters are armed. But it's a source of tension. Second one, influence of West and US in Ethiopia. It's not something new, by the way. Americans, Europeans have been here in Ethiopia. I think Ethiopia is the largest recipient of US aid in Africa. So it's not something new, but growing influence of US West in Ethiopia is a matter of concern. Third point is alarming. If Ethiopia decides to claim Assab base, and it decides to claim it by force or by some mechanism, obviously Eritrea will respond. How will it respond? Again, another debate. Will it respond directly through groups in Ethiopia, through neighboring countries? It's open to debate. I think the most sensitive point would be point number 3. And this is the point which is being raised by those who want to remove PM Abiy. Amhara hard language. They say that PM Abiy wants to reclaim Assab base, and that Amharas will not support this war. So they are raising this point that Ethiopia should have access to Red Sea, and PM Abiy wants to invade maybe Eritrea. PM Abiy has not said a word and publicly, officially about access to Red Sea, but it's a very sensitive issue, which could lead to escalation if Ethiopia decides to take a position.
How important is the influence of West in Ethiopia? Don't you think that this is pushing the president of Ethiopia to distance himself from Mr. Isaias Afwerki? Because the foreign policy of 2022 says of USA that they need to isolate Isaias Afwerki to reduce his influence in the region. So maybe this, because they are also, Ethiopians are also dependent on West financially. So perhaps the technique of carrot and stick they are playing with the government of Ethiopia.
Uh, Western influence, as I said earlier, is a matter of concern for Eritrea because uh, if
In
American,
other words, Mr. Sajid, in other words, is it between Ethiopia and Eritrea, or is it between China, Russia, one block with the other block is West? Is it between these two blocks, or is it about Ethiopia and Eritrea?
well, bigger powers are operating in this region, we know that, but let's keep it to the level of Ethiopia and Eritrea. I think that we're going to see increased US and Western influence in Ethiopia now. Why? PMRB is, as I said earlier, in need of bailout package. So if it does not get a bailout package, suppose, or if he gets bailout package, what other measures is he going to take to get some foreign exchange? He is privatizing his state resources. Western companies, Americans, they see that there is a chance to invest in Ethiopia. If liberalization, privatization expand, which seems to be happening, Western countries, American companies, they would like to have lion's share in Ethiopia. Ethiopian economy will be gradually coming under Western and US control. It is starting, by the way. I will see which company is going to invest in Ethiopian government. And secondly, you see that in Tigray, almost on weekly basis, people are visiting from West, French, German, American diplomats there. They want to invest there. They are saying they welcome the peace deal. They want to fund the implementation of peace deal. And Tigray shares border with Eritrea. Means all these Western companies will be operating very close to Eritrean borders. And obviously, it's a matter of concern. So Western influence is not something new in Ethiopia. But problem is that due to economic crisis in Ethiopia, this influence is on the rise. And Eritrea is concerned that if Western influence increases so much in Ethiopia, one day Eritrea could face the consequences as
well. All right, in the end, my last question is, how do you see the future? What do you expect? How do you analyze how things will go in future? In what direction are they going? What is your final analysis about it? I know it is, if the situation is evolving, but what do you think for now?
well. I think Isaias Afwerki believes that PMRB might not be in power after 2 years. He knows that there are so many internal problems in Ethiopia. He knows that Ethiopian economy in trouble, Ethiopia in talks for foreign aid. So he does not want to form any strategic long-term alliance with Ethiopia because he perhaps believed that Ethiopia is not independent. It could come under the thumb of Western powers. So that is why we have not seen any talks between the two countries to form a comprehensive alliance. Ethiopia can use Eritrean ports. If you remember, Ethiopia Eritrea, they agreed, I think in 2018, when Abiy and Isaias made peace. And back then, construction of a road started so that Ethiopia could use a support. It did not happen because there are still, mistrust is still there. Why is Ethiopia using Djibouti's ports? Ethiopia can use Eritrean ports too. And Eritrea can get a lot from Ethiopia too if they form some economic partnership. No. Any talks held? No. Their cooperation was the military cooperation. Their militaries fought together. So they could exchange their knowledge in security, maybe, if they have common enemies, but they have failed to form a strategic long-term alliance. Isaias Afwerki believes that Ethiopia is in transition. Next year, maybe Jawar could be the prime minister, or maybe Getachew could be back. So he is not sure about what is going to happen in Ethiopia. That is why he's just watching the developments in Ethiopia very closely, like a spectator. He does not want to form any alliance with Ethiopia. I think that is what the PM of Ethiopia said, Abiy, in some private meetings, that Ethiopia tried to form alliance, strategic alliance, partnership with Eritrea, but Isaias Afwerki's government was not responding. Why is that Isaias Afwerki is not responding? Reason is clear. He believes that he's in solid position. He's in control. He can implement decisions. No opposition in his country, and he is clearly challenging US. And he is at Russian and Chinese camps. He's not sure about Ethiopia. That is why I think uncertainty looms over Ethiopia Eritrea elections. Coming this year is important. I think we should only hope that they don't start a war. I don't see any long-term strategic economic partnership between the two countries. Let's hope they don't start a new war.
Yeah, let's hope for the best, because I think both the nations have suffered already a lot. And I also pray that peace prevails. So thank you very much, Mr. Sajid. Thank you, viewers, for watching us, and we'll be waiting for your comments. See you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.